Hello there, welcome to the Benier UK Haygates Test Bakery once again. I'm going to do some simple bread dough today, starting off with the basics. 4 ingredients: flour, salt, water and yeast. Just going to make some different shapes, plats and different things. Show you the mixing, the proving and then the baking finally, just to go through the process. So let's make some bread. Right, okay, so what we're doing is, now I've actually used a different process to make this bread because I want to get some flavour into it. Bakers will all have their own ideas of how to get flavour into bread and different ways of making it, but this is something I learned in my own bakery. Basically what I've done is I've put half the flour with nearly all the water for the mix and left it. I've mixed it, and then overnight I've just put a little pinch of yeast in there and it's all bubbling away, so it's almost ready to go now. So, and then what I'm going to do is add the yeast a lower level than I would normally use because it's partly fermented. I'll put that in and then add the rest of the ingredients, which is the salt and the flour, and just mix it now in the normal way, which will be sort of 2 minutes on slow, 6 minutes on fast, and then it should be developed enough to almost scale straight away. So we'll see how we get on, and put the dough on, mix the dough and put it on the table. Okay, so this is the bread mixed. Basically it's been semi-fermenting, I would say, for about 24 hours to get lots of flavour in it. So I'm going to leave it on here now while I mix another dough, by which time I'll be ready to scale this and start processing it into shapes or whatever, eventually into the prover, ongoing for baking. So we've scaled the dough, basically moulded it into the shapes we want. I'm just going to make some nice different breads. So all I'm going to do really is just make some simple plats from this, which is just basically rolling out 3 strands of dough, equal as you can get them. Doesn't have to be too accurate. So we just place them together, turn it around, and we can leave it straight like that, or sometimes I like to curl it around like a croissant. So nice and easy to do. I don't put too much flour on the table because that means they're rolling around everywhere, and also the strands don't stick together very well. So just going back, we've got 4 ingredients: flour, salt, yeast and water. We've let this ferment, so this is bread in its sort of original format really. No complications, nice and easy to process. So again, nice and easy. Rolled out on an unfloured surface if you like, so the dough's got a little bit of stickiness to it. Going to go wrong now, aren't I? And then just tie it together. When my kids were little, I couldn't do this. Get a bit of dough and I know what I'm doing. There we go. And you'll soon have some nice product for the prover. So a bit of egg wash on there. Now I can leave these plain, or I can put any type of seeds on the top just to give it a bit of variety. Got some more seeds here that we could dip these in, but I think I like to try and keep the shape obvious. So just put some seeds on these and then just prove them and bake them as normal basically. So we're going to make some plats again, and this time rolling them out on a nice dry surface, not covered in flour, because that produces a skin on the dough and it means they just won't stick very well. So See, I can feel this, it's now bonding together. There's no flour in between, so when you cut the bread as well, there's not lines in the dough. So I'm going to keep these straight, just to give it a different shape really. So again, 3 even portions, nice and easy. Just turn it around. Got friends can do 18 strand plats, but I'm not going to embarrass myself today, so I'll stick to 3, which is probably just as effective really. So just going to egg wash these, give them a nice colour in the oven. I'm not going to put any seeds on these, just leave them as they are. And again, I could curl these around to make a different shape. But if you imagine in a shop window, the more variety you've got, the better it looks. So basically, nice tray of plats that go into the prover and be baked later on. So this is just a 440 gram loaf, just rolled out, or a piece of dough as it is now, just tied into a knot, nice and simple. And all we're going to do is egg wash, some sesame seeds, and we've got another style of dough. So we get a nice colour. I'm going to place these into a prover, but sometimes it's quite nice to leave these to dry prove and it maintains the shape a little bit. There's some sesame seed on there, there's a difference. And that's ready to go in the prover. Again, just a different shape. So this time, just curling some bread. So again, keeping the table nice and clear. So the dough is quite sticky, if you like. It's not too bad, as you can see. It's not sticking to the table or anything. And then just twisting it around to make a nice shaped loaf. There we go. So now I'm going to egg wash these. Just spread them out a little bit. Some sesame seeds. And some more seeds. There we go. So they'll again now go into the prover for 30 odd minutes, 30-40 minutes. There's no exact science with bread. It can be temperatures, all sorts of different things can slow it down, so a lot of it's done by experience. And I usually say when they're doubled in size, they're ready to bake. So this is just to show you really a nice little bloomer type loaf. I'd already done these, but I'll do them again just to show you. So all I'm doing with this is pulling the two sides into the middle, rolling it against the table nice and tight. That gives you a better volume on the bread. It won't do it any harm to do it again. I go back to my college days making bread. I used to mix it by hand and then bulk ferment for 1.5 hours, knock it back, which knocks all the gases out of it, and then let it recover for a further 30 minutes, and then scale it, shape it, and then prove it. And it was the best bread I've ever tasted, really. It was handmade, really, really nice. So the bakeries that I used to own, small village bakeries, I always used to use that format really for making bread and just try and get as much flavour into the bread as I could. As I say, every baker's got their own ideas, but to me it's such a great product. You can get the flavour in there and make a really nice flavoursome product. So what I'm going to do with these, again, just in the prover, prove for 30 minutes, then they'll be ready to bake.